Hey everybody, here we go again. Mastery quiz number 11 for geometry. Mastery quiz number 11 talks about taking shapes and translating about the x-axis, the y-axis, maybe a reflection, a rotation, a translation, that type of thing. This question here is asking us to do two things, okay? It says find the original triangle and the image of triangle ABC with vertices A, -3, 5, B, -1, 1, and C, 6, -1 for the translation described as x plus 5 and y minus 4. We're going to label that triangle with the appropriate prime notations. I'll talk about that as I go through this. And secondly, we're going to find the image of triangle ABC for the reflection over the x-axis. So there's going to be almost three parts to this question. First, you got to identify the triangle, plot the points, start with your original triangle, and then we're going to perform a translation and then a reflection. Now, I'm going to try to do this freehand on this graph here. It might get a little sloppy. I'll do the best I can here. All right, let's first find our 3 points here. Point A is at -3, 5, so I count over to the left 3 and up 5. It's going to end up right here. I'm going to label it point A. Make sure you label your points correctly. B is at -1, 1, so I'm going to go left 1, up 1. There's B. Like I say, this might get a little messy when I get my 3 triangles on here, but we'll do the best we can. C is going to be a +6, -1. +6, that means I'm going right 6, down 1. Call that C. And now we're going to connect those lines. I'm just going to freehand it. See what kind of mess I can make here. So there's my original triangle ABC. First thing I want to do is translate that using the translation notation up above here. X plus 5, y minus 4. You can do this a couple different ways. What the notation means here, it says x plus 5. It means for every x coordinate in my points, I'm going to add 5 to it. And what that's going to do is basically push my triangle 5 units to the right since I'm adding 5. If I were subtracting, I'd move the shape to the left. And then I'm going to move each point 4 units down because I'm going to be subtracting 4 from every y coordinate. So in essence, what the translation is going to do is take that exact same shape I have. It's going to move it to the right 5 spaces and down 4 spaces. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to look at point A here, and I'm going to count over 5 and down 4. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This point here becomes my new A. There's A prime. Point B, do the same thing. I'm going to add 5. So I'm going to count 5 over and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my new B. I'm going to label that B prime. That little symbol above the letter, the little hash above the letter is my prime symbol. And then point C, I'm going to go off the grid here a little bit, but that's okay. We're freehanding it here. We're going to count over again 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down 4, which then 2, 3, 4, right about here. There will be my C prime. As I connect those pieces, or those points I should say, I end up with triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. And if I did this correctly, and it may not look like it at this point because it's a freehand drawing, but those two triangles should be congruent. They're the same shape, same size. They've just been slid over 5 units to the right and 4 units down. That's my translation. Second thing I need to do is draw the image of my original triangle, my ABC, my A, B, C, my original. Now this time I'm going to reflect that image over the x-axis. The x-axis, of course, is the horizontal axis right here. So what I'm basically going to do is take triangle ABC, and I'm going to flip it over that axis. So basically each point is going to go to the opposite side. I'm going to start off with point A. Point A is up here, and the x-axis is here. The easiest way to do this is to simply count. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units up from the x-axis. To flip it over the x-axis, I'll go 5 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This becomes a double prime. Make 2 little hash marks over the capital letter. So point A is flipped over the x-axis. So it was on top, now below. Point B. Point B is 1 unit above the x-axis. To flip it over the x-axis, it's going to be 1 unit below. I'm going to call that B double prime. Last point is point C now. Point C is actually below the x-axis. So to flip it over the x-axis this time, this point will end up above it. So we're going to count 1 above and call that C double prime. And again, it looks a little messy because of my freehand drawing, but here is what our reflection should look like. So in the end, you end up with 3 triangles. One is going to be a translation. One will be a reflection of some sort. Please label your triangles correctly with the prime symbols. Kind of fun, actually, but it gets a little messy. Well, hopefully that helps. Good luck.